Hey first grade and happy Monday. I hope you guys had a good weekend celebrating with your mothers and all the other influential women in your life. So today we're going to go ahead and do our thumb up, thumb down, pause in between counting. Remember we're going to go from 0 and try to make it all the way up to 120. Okay, so let's get started. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. Excellent job. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and read our application problem twice, and then on the second time through, we're going to go ahead and dissect it for the information and what it's asking us to solve. Alright, so there are 8 eggs in the carton. The carton can hold 12 eggs. How many more eggs will fit into the carton? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and read that one more time. There are 8 eggs in the carton. The carton can hold 12 eggs. How many more eggs will fit into the carton? Okay, so there's 2 possible solutions. It really just depends on how this is fitting into your head. But automatically, if you hear the vocabulary word, how many more, that should tell you that you're going to be adding on. So, the first one you could do for your tape diagram, actually I'm going to use a pencil. So we're going to do this. So I'm going to label E for eggs, and we already know that there are 8 that are in the carton right now. And then the carton, I'm going to label for C, and I'm going to mark it as 8, a mystery box, and we know the total is 12. And then for this, your solution, you can do 8 plus a mystery box equals 12. Okay, and then this is what I have so far. If you guys can see that, I have 2 tape diagrams. I labeled it E for eggs because that's how many eggs that are already in the carton. And then I labeled the next one as C for the carton because we know it can hold 8 plus something else for a total of 12. And then I have my solution, or not my solution, my number sentence as 8 plus a mystery box equals 12. And then use one of your strategies to get to that, and then I'm going to show you a second way that you guys could solve it as. So the second one, if you don't think of it as an addition sentence, you could also use a subtraction sentence using 12 minus 8 equals a mystery box. If that works best in your head, it doesn't matter, honestly. And then for that, you could just do one tape diagram. And then this is what it would look like. Like you're combining, so you can either like do the comparison or use one and you combine it. So it looks pretty similar to the second one here, which is the egg carton. And then for that. So let's go ahead and solve and use one of your strategies. Remember how last week we defined how there were multiple different strategies. You can do the count on, but I like to get myself to a 10. So let's think in our head. If I have 8 plus what gets me to a 10, and if you answer in your head 2, that is correct. And then you have to get yourself to 12 because that's how many eggs can fit into the carton. So then you go 10 to 12 is how many, and that's 2. So then you're going to do 2 plus another 2, and that gives you a total of 4. So then your final solution is going to be 4 more eggs can fit into the carton. And then, of course, if you were doing the subtraction sentence, you just work in reverse. You ask yourself 12, and then getting back down to 10, which is 2, and then 10 to 8 is 2, so it's 4. So either way is a good way to solve it, and it can help you kind of like double check your work as well. So let's go ahead and do our concept development. And now for this, you are going to need 12 dimes and 10 pennies, but if you don't have that, that's totally fine. You can just like draw little circles to make it look like that. It's totally fine in whatever you have available to you. I'm going to be using a chalkboard and obviously a piece of chalk. And so I'm going to say, so for this first one, I'm going to write the number 80 on my chalkboard. And then I want you to tell me, write down on your piece of paper, how many dimes did you have to use to get to 80? So you solve that. I'm going to flip this around and solve. Okay, and if you answered 8 dimes, you are correct. So good job on that one. Okay, and now let's go ahead and think of 80 in a different way. What if I took away one of the dimes and I only used, let's slash that out. What if I only used 7 times? How many pennies could I use? So then that could turn into 10 pennies, right? All right, good job. So let's go ahead and think of another number. Let's use the number 92. Okay, so let's think 92. Okay. And I want you to think in your head, how many dimes, how many pennies would you need to have 92 cents? So you write on your paper, I'm going to write on my board, and then I'll reveal to you guys. Alright, so if you guys answered 9 dimes and 2 pennies, you are correct. Now I want you to think of the number 100 and how many more pennies would you need to add to 92 to get yourself to 100. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write my answer down and then I will reveal. So let's go ahead. We want 92, getting ourselves to 100. And if you answered 8 pennies, you are correct. Let's see what else we've got down here. Ooh, okay. Let's go ahead. Let's do 110 cents. Okay, so then you have to ask yourself, how many dimes would you need? So first, let's go ahead and ask ourselves how many tens are in 110. And it should be 11 tens. So that means we would need 11 dimes. You could also say this if you wanted to. 110 cents would also be $1.10. So there's different ways to look at it. And then if I were to ask you to put this in a place value chart with tens and ones, so like a tens and ones chart, if I were to ask you guys to put that in there, you would mark down how many tens, so go ahead and do that, and then how many ones. So it would look something like this, right? 11 tens and 0 ones. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do our big number 120 that we've been counting to all this time. So 120 cents. And you have to ask yourself how many tens are in there. So there are 12 tens, which is correct, which means 12 dimes. All right, so that is all I have for you guys today. I will see you later in our Google Hangout meeting, and I hope you guys have a nice day.